My family's pressuring me to give my dream wedding venue away to my sister just because she's pregnant. Guys, she gets everything she always wanted, and you will not believe this story. My name's Mr. Reddito, and I have 2 stories for you guys today. I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. My fiance and I have been together for 8 years, engaged for 3. I was doing my PhD program and was juggling planning the wedding. My fiance took much of the work, but it was perfect because our dream venue was booked until after my graduation. So what we did is book our dream venue 3 years in advance. It is really a beautiful place. The only slot we got was September of this year. My sister got engaged a few months ago to her fiance. They were planning on having a spring wedding next year. They had no venue, but had a few vendors lined up as well as a set date. Yesterday, our parents invited us and our significant others to a family barbecue, where my sister announced to our extended family that she's expecting. Everyone was so happy for her and my brother-in-law, who, by the way, is a great guy. My Nana asked my sister if the wedding was still on the set date or if they're going to wait. Because of the baby, she said no. She hoped to move it to September. No big deal. We don't have many out-of-town guests, so they could attend both. No problem. Nana was happy and asked sister if she needed help planning such a short-notice wedding. My sister then turns around and said, quote, "That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was really hoping we could take your venue. I really cannot stress myself too much with the planning a wedding while going to maternity classes, and I think it's just so beautiful. It would really mean a lot to me." It went silent, but everyone was looking at me expecting me to say, "Yes, of course, everything for my little sister." My brother-in-law looked very uncomfortable and told her that they had to talk about this and that it was not okay to put me on the spot. But my sister just said, "Don't be like that. My sister wants to do what's best for me, so it's no big deal, right?" I just said, "Well, it kind of is. I don't know. I have my heart really set on the venue." Cue the crying. She stormed off, and Nan told me that I was being selfish because she needed the venue way more than me. I tried to defend myself, and my mother said, quote, "You waited 3 years. Would it have killed you to wait a few more months? When has your sister ever asked you for something?" A few comments later, my fiancé got really mad and we left. My sister called me crying and said that it was unfair that I always get what I want and that I could have done this one thing for her. Dad says it's just a venue and what matters is the person you're marrying. Well, he is kind of right, but we've been planning this for so long. My fiancé's furious with my family and doesn't even want my sister to come. Now my family's threatening not to come because I'm being, quote, selfish, and my sister needs it more than me because having a baby is stressful. Part 2. My brother-in-law called me and apologized for the inconvenience. He told me he had discussed it with my sister and she had told him she would not ask. He is mad with her now and warned me that my sister is blaming me for, quote, potentially ruining her marriage. My father has sent me 5 text messages along the lines of, quote, "I hope you are happy. Your sister hasn't stopped crying since yesterday." And so on and on. My fiancé and I have decided to boot my sister from the bridal party and replace her with my aunt, who's the only family member that took my side. We've not decided whether or not we will invite my family as a whole. Furthermore, my mom took it upon herself to tell on us. She called fiancé's parents and told them that it would be best if my sister gets it because she's pregnant and preeclampsia runs in the family, whatever that means. My future father-in-law told them to duck off and basically rip my mom a new one for expecting something so ridiculous, and that they were going to lose me if they kept playing favorites. So my mom's now crying too and saying that my father-in-law is a jerk. This is just getting so pathetic. It seems straight out of a bad soap opera. My in-laws are driving to us currently with some supper and wine, and basically told me not to worry, and no matter what happens, they will be my safety net. I cried. Part 3. So, it hasn't been that long, but this post blew the heck up. I was expecting only a few answers, but the support was overwhelming. What boggled my mind is that this story flooded over the mainstream media. But let's get to the story. So, since this went viral, a lot happened. My sister saw this story while browsing. She lost her mind. She accused me of painting her like a Looney Tune and misinterpreting facts. She said that I was being unfair, that she's family, and that she asked it nicely because she loves me. She also underlines the fact that the opinion of internet strangers doesn't count because family's more important, and I should focus on making my family happy. The only text I sent back was this: I'm so sorry that you perceived it that way. I did not in any matter distort what happened. As you might notice, I did not describe your tone nor exaggerate anything. Perhaps you have the night different in your mind than I do, but I digress. I am sick and tired of bending to your will. My whole life, I have been your servant and your doormat. Remember all the birthdays I had to share with you because you would throw a freaking tantrum because you did not get your presents? Or when you cried so that I would fill out job applications for you? But the thing that's hurt me the most till now is when you ruined my graduation. I am done. I admit that I also spoiled you, but I will no longer. If you want to marry so bad before your baby's born, then you could go look at a Hotel X that offers last-minute weddings. I've spent too much time planning this wedding to gift it to you. And if you want to ruin our relationship over this, then go ahead. I'll sleep sound and safe knowing that it's not my fault. She only replied with a, "Oh, wow, you must love me so much." Then she blocked me. She unblocked me this morning, by the way, and sent me this. It's from the wedding planner. Hello, dear. I got the message from your mother and will proceed with the rebooking of the venue on the spot. However, this will have extra cost as we have to change the names on the contract. Please come by my office tomorrow so we can sign the new form. Sister replies, "That's great. I'll be there at 9. My parents haven't actually written me since the thing with my father-in-law. My older brother contacted me and wanted to know what happened because he got a weird story from mom and dad. I told him what really happened and he had no problem believing me. We talked a lot about our parents' behavior and he confessed that him moving was partly due to our parents being, and I quote, crapheads to us. He told me that mom had gotten wind from the post and was mad at me for betraying the family. I haven't even written my parents what so many of you advise me to do because I have to come to the terms with the fact that they love my sister more than me, if they even love me at all. And the wedding. We sat together and put passwords with majority of our vendors and also with the venue directly. Also, we canceled the catering that my parents paid for. So, short term, we won't be able to get a full catering like we wanted to, but all of her friends and fiancés' families will help us prepare a buffet. And everyone's gonna chip in. That'll be our bachelor party, as we will have to spend more on our food now that we canceled our bachelor party, and we'll have a family and friends cooking session. Thank you again for helping me see how much toxic my family is. I will try to sort it out. If they apologize from the bottom of their heart, then they might be allowed to come to my wedding, but if not, then well, I still have my brother, who, by the way, will be walking me down the aisle, and my aunt. Part 4. We called my planner and was actually really horrified. She told me she never had as much talk to my mother since the day we went to book the venue. She assured me that even if they were to call and say that I wanted it, I had to be present to make any changes. So we informed everyone that will work for us on our wedding, and they offered to hire security for the day at a reduced price. Guys, that was one of the craziest stories I've ever read. The fact that OP's sister almost got away with this is mind-boggling. She even went as far as to texting, pretending like she talked to the wedding planner. I mean, oh my goodness, I could not believe this story. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below. Would you have done the same as OP, or would you have done something different? I would absolutely love to hear from you on this story. We still have one more story left in today's video. If you don't know who I am, my name's Mr. Reddito, and I present daily stories on 2 channels. My main channel is Mr. Reddito, which has animation, and the second channel is this one you're viewing now, Mr. Reddito Stories. Okay guys, let's get right into story number 1. Story number 2. I'm a 29-year-old male, and Erica's 27, and we dated for 2 years. And been engaged for the last 4 months. After we got engaged, Erica moved into my house. I still pay the mortgage while she pays for utilities, groceries, and household items. After we get married, the plan is to put her on the house, so she gets equity as well. Her friend Leia, who's 27, and her have been best friends since high school. I don't particularly like Leia, but have also been cordial as I know she's going to be in my life. My issue is, Leia thinks of my home as hers. Couple examples. She always brings her boyfriend over and he's a sketchball. She talks to me in a very disrespectful way in my house. Like I'm a guest and she/Erica own it. One day, I went out to my garage and some of my tools were missing. I checked my camera and Leia/boyfriend were in my garage with Erica and they were taking tools. I asked Erica and she said they were just borrowing and would return them later. I had to reach out multiple times for them to finally return the tools, weeks later. I have a nice wine and liquor collection and I was working late on Friday. While working, I heard some clanking of bottles together. Erica wasn't home, so I went out to see what's up. Leia was behind my bar. I asked what she was doing, and she said that Erica told her it was okay to borrow a bottle of wine for her party, and she would pay it back. I told her no, that's not all right, and leave. I asked Erica about this, and she said, quote, I don't remember telling Leia she could take a bottle, but I might have. I told her at this point I was not comfortable with Leia being in my house. Erica sort of understood, but also blew me off. Final straw. It came when I wanted to go home and hit some golf balls and my clubs were missing. I freaked out because I golf all the time and my clubs are my biggest investment. Went to check the camera again and Leia used my garage code, took the clubs. I blew up. I called Erica and told her to get them back immediately. Erica said Leia had asked for the garage code to grab some clothes from her closet, not my clubs. I threatened to call the police, but Erica stopped me. Leia kept telling us that her boyfriend needed them for a work thing. I got them back almost 4 days after they were taken, and they were so dirty. At this point, I sat Erica down and told her that if I see Leia in my house again, I'm calling the cops, no discussion. Erica got upset, saying it's her best friend, and saying it's not fair to do that in our house. I said it's a pattern, and since Erica's stuff isn't affected, she doesn't care. I said she can go over to Leia's if she wants to see her. She said she can't do this because Leia doesn't like her apartment, and Leia's boyfriend is always there, which makes Erica uncomfortable. I'm now getting the silent treatment and getting called an a-hole, but I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. So here's a little edit or update. I want to thank you all for the kind words. I knew after reading the comments that it was time to come to a resolution. I decided to drive home from work and talk with Erica. When I showed up, Leia's car was parked in the drive. I went inside and they were watching TV. I told Leia get out immediately. She tried to argue, but I told her if she did not listen, I'm calling the police. Erica tried to get mad that I'm kicking her friend out, but I said I'm done talking about Leia, because at this point, nothing's changing with this relationship. Sat Erica down and showed her this post. 20 minutes of reading later, I asked her what she thought. She said, quote, "Those people don't understand our relationship or Leia." I knew this wasn't over. I asked her to hold out her hand and I took the ring off. She begged, saying she's sorry and she'll cut Leia off, etc. I told her I can't even trust her with a garage code. How am I supposed to trust her as my wife? She's locked herself in our room now. I'm in the kitchen packing up her stuff. I called her dad and mom, telling them about what happened, and they were furious. Leia is apparently banned from their house also, and has been since high school. I did not know this, but her parents said it's been like this forever. They're coming this weekend to get Erica and the stuff. I could not be any happier than I am right now. A huge weight feels lifted off my shoulders. I feel like if I'd never made this post, I would have never seen how much messed up my life had become. Sincerely, thank you everyone. Can't wait to take my clubs out and play around now that I have more free time. Really excited to see what single life brings and can't thank you all enough. Maybe I have a controversial opinion on this story, I'm not sure. I just think OP's fiance was distributing so many red flags. Let's just ignore this Leia friend for a second because honestly, she's just a vile human. But the fact that the fiance would just go against her future husband's wishes so many times, and he was actually going to put her name on the deed. Guys, I have a crazy little comment I saw. It said, "Do not put this woman on the deed to your home. Heck, don't even marry her. You don't have Leia problem, you have a fiance problem. Time to move on, buddy, not the a-hole." Guys, when I read that comment, it completely clicked. I shouldn't be mad at Leia. It's the fiance to blame. Let me know what you think. I know it's kind of controversial, but I would love to hear from you guys. That's all the stories I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. Click that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.